Hi, I'm Jonas, and I came here with a challenge. A challenge for internal recruiting and project staffing. Well, employees obviously have skills, but do companies know these skills? They know some, they have aggregated them at different places all over the company. They exist in social media profiles of people and so on, but it's really hard to get them together. I presented this challenge and found the three great people who helped me and who did a lot of work there, which is Christoph, which is Darko, and which is Udi. Now, while we discussed, we got a second challenge. We were looking for a start point, where to start with our solution. And we saw people don't work in boxes, they work in projects, and they collaborate. And so our challenge was now to display intersections of teams and departments and find the best people for next projects, for questions, and everything. That's how people and companies usually might do this, and that's luckily not what we did. So Tircle was born. It's an add-on to text kernel, which can be put on the intranet, is accessible for all employees, and that's what it looks like. Well, demo time. Yeah, that's actually the display of the different projects, the different topics people are working on. If we click in any of these project combinations, we find all the people who are working on the project, and we can access the profiles. The circles around are the projects they're working on. In this profile, we only have two skills, English and German skill. But we can, for example, also search for skills on top in the search box. So now I have all the people with their skill, who have the skill Java and what projects they are currently working in. We also can make a combination. We can look who is working on the project job feed and has JavaScript skills. That's these people here. Now if Christoph clicks on profile, I see all his skills. I see some other internal data like the email address, the place where he's working, and what he's open for, in this case, freelance and collaborative opportunities. He could also say, I'm happy to answer questions and so on. And yeah, that's what we can do with Tircle.
Another exact 4-minute pitch. So, any questions from the jury?
Well, thanks for the pitch. I liked your presentation, and I very much appreciate this idea. Now there is one thing which you mentioned as a challenge in the beginning of your presentation, which is there's plenty of information spread out over different systems and servers and formats and media, etc. within the company. If I understand this demo now right, this focuses only on project experience, though. How are you planning on incorporating that other data points?
Well, it's focused on projects and on skills. And the skills, they are taken out of, for example, the LinkedIn and Xing profiles of people. So they are updating themselves, but they can also be drawn from internal sources, like collaboration software and so have Tircle, a tool that is pretty mighty in doing this, in aggregating skills, and we have made an add-on to it for companies to use it on their intranet, for example. It can also be used if people are searching someone specific for a project or to answer just a question. I think that's
so can you integrate an unlimited number of dimensions of information, like competency, skills, experience, previous jobs within the firm, talent pool, yes or no, whatever it is? Can you expand?
Yes, any kind of data that's available.
Yeah, I really like the way how you designed it. Yeah? That you have like circles, so it's not just a list of things. I really like that. Who did the design? It's really well done. It's really well done. So, one question I have, because we have that particular problem inside in our company, that we actually give these. We can't just upload that things. Because of data security, we can't just say, okay, we're going to upload your photo, we're going to upload all your data. So we actually dependent on the people to upload all their stuff. So do you have like good ideas how we actually can encourage people to do this? Because at the moment it's really like you can do it. You give that technical opportunity, but people don't do it.
This is a totally different question. I mean, let's say like this, at Tircle, you have external data, internal data, but for you, maybe you set up your own internal social media, or a Wikipedia, for instance, where everybody's typing his name and his skills. Since this is just an add-on, you can hook it up to any kind of database, and you can sort a team's department, whatever you like. You could also start
with you only can do that. You have to ask the people if you can upload the data, no? So that's the point. It would be nice if you could just do it without asking, but you have to ask in Germany, so.
Yeah, this is always a tough question. Especially regarding legal issues, and if you have got a bigger company, there it's always hard. It's related to change management. But since this is a different topic, maybe we can talk about that later on and brainstorm a little bit, because it also depends on the company culture. If you have an open and transparent company culture, it's easier to allocate the data. Or you just start by the information that is already out, like sourcing Facebook, LinkedIn, the official public information, and then you may encourage the people to build on top of that, so that they see what the system is already sourcing and adding those informations which are enhancing the profile. This is just an idea, but we can talk about it later.
I have another question. On the back end, you said you can basically crawl multiple data sources, like, LinkedIn profiles. How do you see it? It's more a business question. How do you see it on the front side? Do you see it as a standalone app, or does it also integrate maybe into your recruiting environment somehow?
Now I have to pitch for Tircle, I guess, a little bit. Have you heard of it before?
Tircle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This was only a way to visualize it a little bit, but just from a business point of perspective, and maybe the search mask and those queries are more interested from a business point of perspective. This was more, imagine for instance, a new candidate or is joining a company and he wants to find out, okay, who's in the marketing team? And just can click around and can see what kind of people are working together. And this was the idea about this small plugin, but the rest is done by Tircle.
Wow, 8 amazing pitches. Big round of applause for all the teams that worked so hard the last 2 days. Give it up for them. So I would like to have the jury and somebody from Cameo Tircle and German personnel come with me. We will go to the secret room and make some decision. Meanwhile, Eva will tell you a little bit about what happened the last 2 days and give you some other information.